Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 32, and today we are returning with two big games of our Tigers. I take on Chelsea at home and Norwich away. For we players games, though, can show how hard I've been getting on the camera, and also one big signing and one big sale in the January transfer window. Let's get to that first. So, of course, in the last episode, you saw our mid-January transfer negotiations, and you knew that Tammy Abraham was likely to leave, and he did. He went to Hertha Berlin for £4.8 million, and with clauses could get to £7 million. Smajic went back on loan, this time to Levante for this season. He's also got injured again. This guy seems to be injury-prone. And also, James Milner left on deadline day to join Sunderland on loan until the end of the season. They pay us £30,000 a week. He's done his tutoring, so that's totally fine with me. But there was one big sale to report, and that came a couple of days before deadline day. Pedro Obiang has left to Juventus for £12 million with clauses. It will reach 13 million, and it will reach 13 million because that clause is play 10 league games. He's already played half of those. So Obiang has gone to Juventus. I didn't want to sell him. His contract was upcoming the end of next season, but he had interest from Juventus, Atletico Madrid, I think Marseille was another side as well. And the clubs that wanted him were big clubs. They've been interested in him since we've had him, basically. There's been so much interest in the guy from big clubs. He's wanted to leave for ages to go to a bigger team. I've tried to convince him to stay. He hasn't wanted to listen to any new contract negotiations. So I thought, you know what? If I can get around 13 or 15 million, I'll take it. 13 million in total after the clause goes through. And I guess for a player that had lost his place this season as well, that's not bad. And we do make a profit on the guy as well. So whilst it is under his market valuation, the bid we accepted, he was going to go for free at this rate, so I couldn't convince him to stay and sign a new contract. So Obiang's gone, and I would rather have kept him here, but sadly I couldn't, and I'm fine letting him go because you still make a profit on the guy. And as for the player we signed to replace Pedro Obiang, well, you knew it was going to be someone of this sort of description, didn't you? Farouk Balut has signed for £15.5 million for Hull City. He's a 20-year-old midfielder who is, of course, described by the media as a Wonderkid. We're not Hull City FC, we're Wonderkid FC. Wonderkid FC, that's what we're known as now. Farouk Balut is in, and I got to say, this guy's got some really, really nice stats. Now, he wasn't described as a Wonderkid before we signed him, so it seems like whenever you sign for Hull City, you instantly get given the tag as Wonderkid. I think James Milner was described as a Wonderkid the day he put pen to paper at Hull City. But Farouk Balut is in, and he's an ex-Galatasaray midfielder who's been playing very well in the Turkish league despite his young age. And this guy had a £15.5 million release clause. I decided to meet it, and his stats are absolutely lovely for a CM. But I actually am going to try and retrain him to play right back, which I'm doing right now. Because based on his stats, I think the guy could play there, and our CM area is stacked right now with young talent. So I'm going to try and train him as a right back and use him there. Because when you look at his stats here for what would be a right back, if he's going forward, he's got 17 for crossing, 14 for dribbling. His marking, tackling, and position are all at 12. Now that needs improving, don't get me wrong. But physically, he's got 15 acceleration, 14 pace, 18 stamina as well. I think he could do the job as right back. You know, I really, really do. And with Forkier leaving at the end of the season, maybe even at 20 years old, this guy can be retrained to play at fullback and fill in after Forkier's departure. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but CM is of course his natural best position. First touch 17, long shots 15, very nice, 15 passing, 17 technique, 14 vision, not bad either, and 17 for work rate and determination too, and of course the 18 stamina as well. This guy's a great signing, and he's here on a 5-year deal. I had to get this guy in after the Obiang departure. I saw his minimum fee release clause. I thought, I love his stats. He seems to be able to play anywhere really, apart from centre back and striker. So I thought, why not sign the guy? I think he'll be a great choice. He's learning from Ndai right now, and I think he's going to be a great signing. I really do. So off camera, what has been going on, you might be wondering? Well, of course, in the last episode, you saw our very embarrassing FA Cup third round home defeat to Championship side Barnsley, and our 1-1 draw against United. The last game you saw was the 3-1 victory over Southampton at St Mary's, and after that, we had a really inconsistent run of form. We started with 2-0 victory away against Bournemouth. Saïdi's double settled the scores, but then we lost 3-0 away at Anfield against Liverpool in a game where we just got outplayed. And I tried so many different tactical changes during the game, and everything seemed to make things worse. I was just exacerbating things really. But responded with a 2-0 victory at home to Reading as well. Donnelly bagging a brace, lovely to see. And then a very, very, very bitter 3-2 defeat to City, where we took the lead twice in the game, but sadly couldn't hold on. And Bernadeschi won the game late on as well, as we lost 3-2. So very disappointed with that. Then our next game was a 1-0 win over Stoke though. Dimitri Forkier scored his first goal for the club, and it was bizarre. I'm so happy he finally got one, man. I am so happy he finally scored before he leaves the club come the end of the season. Timon whipped the ball in, and Forquier just seems to bundle the ball home after it looked like he was tripped up. I'm not sure, but still, he won the game 1-0, and Dimitri Forquier, the hero, scoring his first goal with the club. That was great scenes. And then after that, a 1-1 draw away at Hawthorns against West Brom, which right now means that we sit in 7th place, 6th place even in the Premier League, 1 point ahead of Liverpool in 7th place, and we're right now 2 points behind Chelsea, who are in 5th place with 51 points. Now, it does seem now, I don't want to jinx it, but it does seem pretty much guaranteed that we're going to finish in the top half of the table, bar a massive collapse coming the end of the season. So I'm delighted we are going to go ahead and succeed with our objective this season of finishing in the top half. But European qualification is still definitely possible. Even Champions League, which is absurd, is still possible come the end of the season, although that is very unlikely due to teams around us and above us right now being much stronger than us. So I think we're probably going to finish 7th or 8th, which 7th could be enough depending on Cup winners and Cup finalists. Chelsea have already won the EFL Cup, so that's why they got the EC right there. But at least we guarantee top half of the table. Whether we finish in the top 7 or not and qualify for Europe or not, it will be lovely if we do. But let's just focus on right now hitting our objective, finishing in the top half. And right now we're certainly on course to do that, and it's pretty much looking all but guarantee we will do. So also one other thing, youth candidates got a new batch for you to show you, but once again they're all rubbish. Luke Shuttleworth is apparently the best player. The name's awful, and his stats are even worse. Terrible. Let's just move on. So anyway, first game of 2 today is Chelsea at home. The EFL Cup winners Chelsea. They'll be delighted after that win, and we're going to try and hopefully bring them down to earth with a win here. Now, we've not beat them in the series so far, so let's change that today with a big 3 points. Now, we'll start on counter. We'll keep the same instructions though, and we shall go with this lineup. Raj is in goal, back for retirement. Dimov, Keane, and Forquier. In midfield, Captain and Diane Malonas. Further forward, Olivier on the left, Delafeu on the right, and Ross Barkley is our attacking midfielder. Donnelly, our top scorer this season, leads the line. And on the bench, Manny and Sonogo, Walker-Peters, Saidi, Ozcan, Leko, and Moumni as well. Bauer, of course, ineligible for this game due to being on loan from Chelsea. So, first game, Chelsea at home. Let's get the win. Come on, Hull City. To be in this situation right now is fantastic. You know, an outside shot of European football. I know it's going to be very hard due to the teams above us right now, but it is still possible as Mbola's on the ball and shoots and hits the side netting as Chelsea had the first chance of the game. If we can finish in the top 6, I think that will do it due to Chelsea winning the EFL Cup. I don't know who's still left in the FA Cup right now, but hopefully it's the big teams above us right now. That's what we want. We want the big teams above us to be finishing in the FA Cup final to make sure that top 7 will guarantee European qualification, which I think we can do. I can't see us finishing higher than 6th or 7th, but as long as it's not 7th or 8th, then I think we'll probably end up qualifying. Still, Chelsea keeping a chance alive here just before the break, and they've scored as well. Pepe Lu with the finish. Alexandro's crossed to the middle, and the shot appeared to take a deflection, and Chelsea go in front. That's not the way we wanted to end the first half. Keane's clearance straight to the Brazilian left-back who whips in a cross, and Pepe Lu's strike appears to take a deflection off Michael Keane, I think it was. That was definitely Keane, wasn't it? It was Keane? Yeah, it was Keane. And Chelsea go in front. They are the better team, so I'm not surprised, but due to our good form this season, I was hoping we'd put up a better fight than this. So far, we've done nothing but concede. Right, assertively, I'm going to say, showing something else in the second half. I've fired up a few and motivated a couple as well. And this should hopefully fire up everyone, and it does, but demotivate Delafeu. That's not good. Let's switch to control. I much prefer starting on control, and I'm not going to change any instructions, but I feel like counter, whilst we do have pace on the break, it never seems to work that well for me. I feel like control, even though we're the weaker side, helps us with these instructions, retain possession, shorter passing, and just keep hold of the ball. Now, Ndai's got a little injury as well, so we're going to take him off for Saidi, and I'm going to switch him and Malonas around, so Malonas can be the ball-winning midfielder, and Saidi can sit as the deep-line playmaker, and Raj will take the armband. So second half begins, we're only down by 1, we can still get back in this, come on Hull. Well, now it looks to be that then. We created absolutely nothing in the entire game. Brilliant. 1-0 the final score. You know, I know some of you guys have been saying, you've got to take off retained possession, man, and stop always playing short passing. You're not Barcelona, all right? But it's just, I just prefer playing this style. I really like us dominating possession, and whilst I do accept it does mean that in games like this, it's much harder to break them down, and we sacrifice our best chances of creating proper chances. But I just prefer it. I just prefer that retained possession and short passing. But anyway, we fired the team off after the game. A 1-0 loss. Not a great way to start today's episode. And it does mean we remain in 6th. And due to Liverpool's game in hand, means we're probably going to drop to 7th. But it's Chelsea, all right? Chelsea are a better team than us, and yeah, I'm trying to think of a positive to end on after the game. We only lost 1-0. That's not good enough. And Ndai's out for 2 weeks now. And Ndai's lost his place in the team. He has been given a new contract, by the way. Oh, yeah, forgot. Ndai's been given a new contract until 2023. But also, Blagojev's the Bulgarian has also signed a new long-term contract. I say long-term. It was expiring in 2024 anyway. We gave an extra deal on his contract, an extra year on his contract, upped his wages to 35 grand a week, so gave him an extra 20 grand a week. That got rid of all the interest from City, Bayern Munich, whoever else. I think Barcelona joined the race as well. He's got to squad stats rotation now, his key player, just in case we want to do some more tutoring with the guy. And also, he's got that lovely optional contract extension by club for 3 years. We're tying these players down to 8-year deals. We are not letting our Wonderkids leave Wonderkid FC. They're part of the foundation here. That's the positive. There we go. That's the positive we'll end on. We've signed Blagojev's Dimov to a long-term contract. Perfect. So, second and final game of today's episode, and we're away at Carrow Road to take on struggling Norwich. Our form of late has been very inconsistent, so I want us to get the win in this game and try and get back on track. And I'm going to change a few players for this game in our selection, but stick with the same instructions, but switch to control to start with, as again, I much prefer this mentality. And as we are the better team, we should be fancying the win. So this will be the team for the game then. Raj in goal, back for a Timon, Dimov, Sanogo and Fulquier. In midfield, Kirkpatrick and Malonas. Further forward, Olivier on the left, Leko on the right, and Saidi as our advanced playmaker. And Donnelly is our lone striker on the bench. Manny and Keane, Walker Peters, Barkley, Oscan, Delafeu and Moomney. And Dye currently injured, and Mitrovic just picked up one a few days ago. So, second game today, Norwich. We've got to get this win and get these 3 points. We want to keep our chance of European qualification alive. We're only going to do that if we start on winning again. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say to the boys in the dressing room. Let's go, come on. We're better than this. We are better than this. Our recent run of form has been very, very poor by our standards. I mean, I would never have thought I'd be saying that in the 5th season, back in season 1. But it's true. The way we've progressed this season has been nothing short of fantastic. So we can't allow this really inconsistent run to end up ruining our very good season. We want to keep our chance of European qualification alive. We can only do that if we start winning, and winning these sort of games in particular. These should be bankers. I mean, maybe not bankers. That's a little bit disrespectful to Norwich. They're still a decent team. But anyway, Malonas on the ball finds Saidi, and a chance here for us as Donnelly's on the ball. Tries to get around his man and shoot, and Boskin takes him down. I've been looking at this guy as a potential signing. He was actually born in Hull, place of birth, but came through the Norwich Academy. Very, very good. But he's given us a penalty, and now a chance for us to go 1-0 up. I'm surprised Donnelly's going to even take a run-up for this after running after the ball, which went into our own half. He must be shattered by the time he goes to kick the ball. And a chance for us here to go in front. Come on, Donnelly, son. Come on, Donnelly. Oh, yes. Brian Donnelly into the top corner. I've made him penalty taker due to Ndai's inconsistency from penalties, and a good decision, it seems. Donnelly fires in front. 20 goals for the year. 1-0 Hull. Come on, them Tigers. He has been in fine form this season, and that is a really great penalty right into the top corner. His penalty stat isn't actually that good. It has been improving as I've been taking a look at the attribute changes. It has been improving, but it's not that great. But his finishing and composure is very good, and that's why I still trust him from 12 yards. So 1-0 to Hull, but a good chance here for Norwich to respond instantly as Tyrone Mings goes for goal. And it's a good stop by Raj at his near post. Still 1-0. Saidi heads cleared across, and Mings heads it into touch for no reason. And we still are up by a goal. Come on. So second half begins. First chance to Norwich. Not good to see with Fulton on the ball finding Sam Vokes. Sanogo does clear it though. And Donnelly's got a foot race here, which I fancy him to win. And Boskin has lost out to Donnelly. And it's a big stop by Blanco as he turns behind for a corner. Brian Donnelly giving Boskin serious trouble right now. Very important save by the goalkeeper though. And it keeps Norwich in the game for the time being. As Olivier whips in the corner, it's not fully dealt with. Malone as his shot is deflected and goes just wide and behind for another corner. Still 1-0, but we're upping the pressure now, looking for that second goal. And if we get it, I can't see Norwich getting back into this game. So another highlight, it seems to come to Hull, but Rad just put us in trouble there with a terrible ball, and he's come out for the ball and got nowhere near it, and what a let-off. 2 individual errors from Raj there. First a poor kick, then getting caught in no man's land. Unfortunately, our Serbian shot stopper is let off the hook. So we're almost there, and there is another highlight here with 5 minutes to go. Hopefully it will come to Hull as we try and see out these 3 points with Dimov finding Delafeu. and it does seem to come to the Tigers as well as the Spaniard finds Donnelly. Another goal wrap these points up here as Brian goes down the left-hand side. He's tackled by Pheasant though, and there is Demol with the interception, but straight to Murphy. Is that Jacob or Josh? I'm not sure, but a great chance here for the Canaries to get back on level terms, and I'm fine with that. If you want to do those Donnelly shots from 25 yards to go nowhere near the goal, you can do that all game long. Come on, please, please, please. I want this game done now, man. Seriously, we need these 3 points. Sanogo's header finds Ross Barkley. Barkley on the ball, tackled by Thompson, but it'll come to Donnelly, who escapes Elphick, and still Donnelly on the ball, gets inside and lobs it towards goal. And Blanco turns behind for a corner. Going to take a full Kier on the booking right now and make sure we don't see a red card towards the end of the game. We are almost there, lads. Let's hold on to these 3 points. Demov's header caught by Blanco. Come on! Every point is valuable as we are now in the business end of the season. Donnelly's cross cleared by Pheasant. 5 seconds to go, that should surely do it. A big win for Hull, back on track, back on the winning wagon, and there are the 3 points. Up to 6th place, 2 points behind Chelsea in 5th, 3 points behind Spurs in 4th. Really, really important win. Passion, I'm going to say well done, lads. Good win for us. Everyone's delighted. I'm happy as well, and that's a great way to end today's episode. Obviously, the teams around us have a game in hand, but we can live with that. Just getting the 3 points is the most important thing, and Sanogo's going to be out for a couple of days. That's totally fine. But that will end today's episode of our Football Manager series, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy today's episode, then please do consider leaving a like, as likes are of course very much appreciated and they really help the channel out as well. There are just 8 games remaining in the season for Hull. We are still on the hunt for a European place, and it is still possible, but only if we keep our form good and get away from this inconsistent run of form. So we've got a few games left. I think I'll come back for 2 more episodes, and what we'll do is we'll come back for games against Watford and Arsenal. Now that looks like a really good double. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll come up for games against Watford and Arsenal, and then the final episode of the season will be against Liverpool and Newcastle away. So Watford and Arsenal, the next 2 games on camera, and I'll see you for that in the next episode, where hopefully Hull are still in the running for a European place. So a big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed today's episode. If you did, then please do leave a like. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the penultimate episode of Season 5 very soon. Bye.